he comes. Watch the cross chop. He's got an array of moves. Watch him hit this. Bam. He's like a flying Batman right there. Like superhero. Bam. Now, balls out, balls out, balls out.
In the Pittsburgh Steelers' final preseason game against the Detroit Lions, they looked much better on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, especially early on in the game with the starters. And this is the reason why. This breakdown was done by Brian Baldwinger, Baldy NFL is his handle. Go ahead and check him on X. He does great breakdowns of teams and players, but this is my reaction to the analysis and highlights. Now, let's get right back into it.
Game wasn't 2 minutes old when Russell Wilson here hands the ball off to Cordero Patterson. Right there at the point. Zach Frazier and Seumalo gives him that crack. This free safety had no chance of being able to stop him, dancing into the end zone 31 yards later. You watch this right here, and you just watch inside. Like, go inside right here between Frazier, the rookie, and Seumalo. Okay, Daniels right there and Jones. Like, here it is. Like, just, oof. Man, this free safety is like, oh, God, what do I do? I got Patterson. That's a low hurdle right there and into the end zone. And now, just pound that ball. There we go. Steelers up 7-0. Cordero Patterson picking it up and putting it down. Let's watch Nick Herbig from the third play of the game. He only played 9 plays, but what an impact. He gets everybody lined up on his third down, and he comes free. All right? The scheming him free right there. Gets to Hendon Hooker's leg, just doesn't get him down. Oh, but he's going to get him down because here he comes, the next play. First down. Here comes the spin. Don't get deeper in the quarterback. Here comes a chip. Now, like Monday Night Raw, you grab him, and then you face plant him right there into the turf. 2-point takedown. There you go. Now, a couple plays later, here he comes. Watch the cross chop. He's got an array of moves. Watch him hit this. Bam. He's like a flying Batman right there. Like superhero. Bam. Now, balls out, balls out, balls out. Where's Dean Lowry? On the ball. Changing the game right there. And then, oh, you want to see him play the run too? Is it more than just rushing the passer? Here he is. Just reading the play, come back inside, get on the ball carrier. Nick Herbig, 9 plays. Look what he did in 9 plays. That's 4 sacks in the preseason the last 2 weeks. Like, what's his role this year?
So, in that first clip, you could see the Pittsburgh Steelers run game get going. And to be honest, Cordell Patterson had a big reason in that, especially in this game versus the Lions. He barely played in the first 2 preseason games because he was dealing with his own injuries, but because Jalen Warren missed the game with his hamstring injury, that means Najee Harris was a starter and Cordell Patterson was a backup. And Cordell Patterson got a lot of reps, and he showed what he's capable of and why he's been in this league for 10 plus seasons because of his explosiveness. Even at this stage in his career, at his age, he can still do things others can't. And he was able to break down the defender, juke out the free safety, and score a touchdown. And Cordell Patterson, he showed off his running ability. But not just him, and showed off his explosiveness. The running back is a big reason to play, but a big reason as well is the offensive line. And in this play, you're able to see the whole offensive line break out that left hole. That hole on the left side of the offense line that was created by Isaac Seumalo, the center, and some other players to be able to allow the running back to score that touchdown. So if the Steelers could do that this season, create those holes, that would be a big part in the Pittsburgh Steelers being successful this season, no matter who's under center, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. So, the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers offense looked so much better in this game against the Lions, especially offensively with the starters in early on, is because of the blocking. If you remember the first 2 preseason games against the Texans and the Bills, everyone was getting through. On the pass rush and the run rush, everything was getting through. The Steelers couldn't block anyone. That was the biggest thing. And that's why many people were attacking Broderick Jones at some point, saying that maybe he's not ready to be a starter and they should move on from him. So that's why everyone was talking about his blocking. But the offensive line looked so much better in this game, and that allowed the offense to look so much better, and especially early on. Later on in the game, when Kyle Allen and Justin Fields came in, yes, they didn't look as well, but with the starters in, they looked really well, especially on offense, and that had to do with the blocking. So that is the reason why in my eyes. It allowed Russell Wilson time to throw and time to throw dots. Even when Justin Fields was in, he still got sacked, but it allowed him to have time to throw a little bit more to make those dots and throw on target and just having the running game get going. So that's why the offense looks so much better compared to the other weeks. Now, in the second clips, you could see the defense side of the ball. And the defense looked so much better in this game as well, especially in the game against the Bills. They looked good. They obviously didn't allow too many points. It was really more of a defensive game. But in this game as well, the defense looked good with the starters in, and Nick Herbig played a big part in that, just this entire preseason in general, but in this game as well. In the preseason, he had 4 sacks this preseason? That's a lot. And in this game alone, he had sacks, he had forced fumbles, and it just allowed the defense to create offensive possessions. The turnovers create more possessions for the offense, which obviously just allows the team to be a bit better in general. And Nick Herbig is growing into a phenomenal player in year 2. With Alex Highsmith not playing this preseason because of his injury, and TJ Watt is not playing at all because we know what he can do already. He doesn't need to prove anything in the preseason. Nick Herbig has been getting more reps, and he's been showing out with his spin moves, with his chopping, everything. He's been able to turn the corner, spin, be able to turn the corner and just go, force fumbles, everything. So he's been able to show a lot this preseason and show that he can be the guy if the Steelers need him to be the second outside linebacker. But right now he would be the third. So that's a really good depth that the Pittsburgh Steelers have with their top 3 guys. And that was the reason why the defense looks so much better. Just the defensive line, the outside linebackers, edge rush, just getting to the quarterback and making plays. But not only is he doing that against the quarterback, he's able to create that while obviously doing run blocking as well, in terms of getting past the run blocking and stopping the run. He's not just a player who could only rush the quarterback. He could stop the run as well, and he showed that in this game. Now, just to kind of recap this game in general, enough with just talking about the clips, just recapping this game in a general perspective. In this game alone, the person who looked the best at quarterback was Russell Wilson. In the first 2 games, it was Justin Fields by a long shot. The first game, Russell Wilson didn't play, so Justin Fields took all the reps basically. So you see that, and you see Justin Fields showed out the first game. The second game, it was Justin Fields as well. Against the Texans, Russell Wilson looked awful. Justin Fields was able to make something out of nothing every single time and be the Superman that he was with the Bears, but for the Steelers. But in this game, it was Russell Wilson who was able to outperform Justin Fields. But the reason why that was because the blocking. The blocking, Justin Fields did not have any time to throw because he was playing with the second team offensive line. And Russell Wilson, he was playing with the first team offensive line, first team offense. So obviously he has all the playmakers to show out. So that's probably the reason why. And also, Mike Tomlin even admitted it after the game. I might get more into it in a different video, but he said that basically he pulled Justin Fields because he was scared for him, because he wanted someone to be out there to block, and they just didn't have that, and it seemed like he was taking too much sacks, taking too much pressure, and he pulled him out the game because of that reason, because there is no reliable options, and he might have got hurt. He didn't say that part, but he basically said that he made a panic decision. So Justin Fields, he looked not as well in this game compared to Russell Wilson, and we all know this. It wasn't really a quarterback competition. Russell Wilson, it was his job to lose pole position. So Russell Wilson more than likely will be starting week 1. If it is announced that he would be the starter 100%, I'll make a video on it. But just from looking at this game and recapping this game, Russell Wilson looks like the starter. Justin Fields looks like the backup, and something could change during season, but who knows. Kyle Allen, though, me personally, he has not done enough to make this team. Just from this offseason alone, Plumlee looked the better, even when he was playing at quarterback. Even though he's not really a quarterback, he does everything. He looked better at throwing, but Kyle Allen more than likely will make this team as a third guy. Looking at this team in general, though, you can see that they maybe need another playmaker out there on the wide receiver. Maybe the Steelers do trade for someone, maybe they don't. But anyway, this is the team we're going into with the season. We have to believe in this team, and this is a team that could get the job done. So with that being said, this is the real reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers looked much better on the offense and defense side of the ball, especially early on in the game. We're talking about early on because the starters is what matters. So Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this breakdown done by, once again, Brian Baldwinger. Baldy NFL's handle. Go ahead and check him out. And how do you feel about my reaction analysis as well with this video? And your thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about every aspect of this game, just this game against the Lions. And your thoughts on this upcoming season as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights like this, analysis like this, just breakdowns in general, cover it all. No matter what is being talked about Pittsburgh Steelers, this is the best spot for it. If you want to listen, watch Pittsburgh Steelers, this is the spot. And subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.